Hey everyone, Dr. Dan with Healthcare Evolution. So what I wanted to do is I want to create a few videos that breaks down some of the most common myths and misconceptions that I often hear from my patients. So myth number one is that in order to lose weight, you gotta suffer. You gotta have enough willpower, determination, and you gotta have the grit to work it through, go on the restrictive diet and exercise more in order to be rewarded with weight loss. And what I can tell you is that this is just not the case. This does not lead to successful weight loss. In fact, if you are going into a diet or an exercise regimen of some kind where you believe you're going to have to suffer through it, I can guarantee that you are going to fail. Now, I hear all the time from people that, well, I miss certain foods and you know what, this isn't that bad. I can work through this. I'm enjoying it. And these are often times where the scale's moving. The numbers are going down. They're seeing the results. Their clothes are fitting looser. So they're getting all the positive feedback that, hey, this suffering isn't so bad. But when that scale stops moving and the results stop coming, all of a sudden that suffering becomes too much. And that's when people throw up their arms and say no more. They say they don't want to suffer anymore. And what ultimately happens is they revert back to their old habits. They incorporate the foods that they've been restricting. They stop exercising and the weight all comes back and they just go back to square one. Worse yet is that sometimes when people go on these diets and exercise plans and they have the plan that they do have to suffer, and then they end up failing. They revert back to their old ways. They gain the weight back. That failure has detrimental effects on their psyche. What it tells them is that they can't do it. You're not able to lose weight. You don't have enough willpower to go on this restrictive diet to actually lose the weight. So every weight loss attempt thereafter becomes that much more challenging because they've built up this barrier for themselves. They believe themselves to be a failure. And so that's going to make it that much more challenging overall. And in reality, if you're on a weight loss and exercise plan, you shouldn't be suffering. You should be enjoying it. You should be finding a balance between eating the least amount of calories that you can be happy with and doing the most amount of exercise that you can be happy with on a day-to-day basis. If you're not enjoying your diet and exercise regimen and you're suffering, you will not be successful. And that is what we focus on here at Healthcare Evolution, is finding that balance. I can guarantee you that if you find that balance and you're enjoying it, you'll not only lose the weight, but you're going to keep the weight off for the long term. But if you're suffering, it is just not going to happen. So I hope that helps, guys. Stay tuned for other when I break down other myths and misconceptions that I often hear.